The answer to this is super subjective and totally depends on like the look and the vibe that you want. If I were to say probably the best like all-around film that has a lot of latitude for exposure, that has really great tones, that has nice but light grain, and it's kind of the favorite of like all professionals, it would be Kodak Portra 400. It's super sharp with high resolution, has great dynamic range, looks fantastic with like golden hour tones, and then it looks amazing for skin tones. Kind of the other two main Kodak films that I would recommend, Kodak Gold 200, which also just has a beautiful color palette, good resolution, decent latitude, and again, does great with skin tones. And that other one being Kodak Color Plus 200, which I think is kind of roughly the same as Gold 200, just with a little bits of difference. Like it's got a very nice, pleasing color palette, does great with warm tones again. If you'll notice kind of down in here, it doesn't have as much latitude, at least in my experience, but it's still great too. These are my 4 favorite film stocks. Ones that I will just kind of grab over and over and just always keep on hand. Number 4 is Kodak Portra 800, which is similar to Portra 400, but has a bit more of a pop and kind of a more signature color palette. Like it has great resolution, is sharp as heck, and has a beautiful grain structure, and just the way that it renders color is so nice. And since it's 800 speed, you can shoot a little bit easier after dark. It's absolutely perfect for skin tones. Next is Cinestill 400D, which is actually repackaged, respooled cinema film with the remjet layer removed so you can still develop it like normal. I made a whole other video about that if you need more information. But it has this really soft, nice, neutral color palette with like amazing resolution, amazing dynamic range. It's just so good. It has just like such a distinctive look. And not only does it look great for skin tones, but if you notice up in here, it has a really cool thing that's called halation. There's like that little red-orange glow around bright spots of light. And you can see that particularly strong in this one. Some people don't like that look, but I absolutely love it. Which actually leads me to the next one, Cinestill 800T. It too is repackaged cinema film with the remjet layer removed, but it is balanced for tungsten lighting, which means if you shoot it in just regular daylight lighting, everything's going to look really cool and cold, which of course you can correct for in editing and all that, but it looks really cool. And sometimes you get these really cool light leaks on it, but it is particularly good for like cooler tone scenes, especially at night. And it also gets all of those little halation glows. And again, it is great for skin tones. I don't know, I just love all of the halations. But yeah, it just has a perfect color palette. Yeah, Cinestill 800T is just kind of the best like nighttime, dramatic, cinematic, edgy kind of film ever. And then this is also one of my favorites. It's Flick Film Aurora 800. It actually was just released this year, and it is some manner of Kodak film. I guess Flick Film isn't actually allowed to say exactly what it is. It has this really nice pastel color palette to it, and is amazing with skin tone. And I love its blue tones. And it also has just a little bit of halation. It's super high resolution, and it looks just great. Flick Film Aurora 800 is definitely one of my favorite films. But that's my overall thought on like a lot of color films. Let me know if you want me to talk about black and white films, because I got a lot to say about that too. But this is already long enough as is.